Have you ever noticed that serving people is never really that convenient? I had an employee who a couple weeks ago I saw walking along the road. It was freezing cold here, and so I picked him up and took him where he needed to go. And I said, "Do you have your license?" And he said, "No." And I said, do you plan to get it back? He said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was supposed to already have it back, but my daughter's supposed to take me to the DMV, and she flaked on me." And I said, "Well, if you let me know ahead of time, set up an appointment, I'll take you." And so sure enough, this morning he set up an appointment, and we drove my trusty car here to the DMV, and he hadn't driven in 10 years. And so he took this car out with the instructor, came back, and he was a little bit nervous, and ended up that because the tire spun on the icy weather that we have here, the tire spun automatic failure. So guess what that means? 2 weeks from now, we go back up to the DMV, take time out of my schedule to go help this man. Jesus said this, he said, "These are the two greatest commands. If you do these things, you'll obey all the commands I've given you." And the first one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. But then there's that second one. It says, if you love your neighbor as you love yourself. Think about that. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. It's going to be inconvenient to love people as we love ourselves. It's going to mean taking time out of your day to go and maybe take someone to the DMV to get their license and sitting there waiting for them while they take their test. It's going to take time to get up off the couch and maybe go to a neighbor who you know has just lost a loved one and is hurting. And to take time out of your schedule to maybe go grab a bite to eat with them and talk with them and see how they're doing. It's just going to take time to be loving, to love someone as you love yourself. We take time for ourselves all the time, but do we take time for others? I encourage you, don't just remember the first commandment to love God with all your heart, but I encourage you to remember the second commandment as well, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Hope you have a great week this week.